The facts. Parcon testified that on February 22, 2012, at around 2 a.m., he became wakened by way of means of odor of smoke. He stood up and got a fire extinguisher, but when he opened the door, he was met by both heat and smoke. He wakened his spouse and children, and that they can escape the conflagration through the window fire exit. Subsequently, Parcon positioned himself over the room of the house helpers and called Cornelia Tagalog. However, he heard no response. At around 6 a.m., Umandak, one of the neighbors of Parcon's, informed the latter that he recovered a travel bag from a woman who jumped over the fence and whom he suspected of having stolen it. The woman was also carrying a shoulder bag. The police arrested appellant and was brought before Parcon for identification. At the precinct, Parcon identified that the item recovered from appellant, which included a gray shoulder bag, a pouch, a wallet, ladies' things, and 2 cellular phones. Parcon recognized the 2 cellular phone to be his, while the shoulder bag belongs to Cornelia. The issue. Thereafter, the police arrested appellant and was brought before Parcon for identification. At the precinct, Parcon identified that the item recovered from appellant, which include gray shoulder bag, a pouch, a wallet, ladies' things, and 2 cellular phones. Parcon recognized 2 cellular phones to be his, while shoulder bag belonged to Cornelia. Whether the prosecution was able to establish her guilt beyond reasonable doubt. The rulings. Yes, finding appellant Aubrey Enrique Soria guilty beyond reasonable doubt of the crime of arson with homicide. The circumstantial evidence that was presented would prove that appellant was the one directly responsible for the burning of the house of Parcons. The court affirms the conviction of appellant. Section 3 of PD number 1613, otherwise known as the New Arson Law, provides that the penalty of reclusion temporal to reclusion perpetua shall be imposed if the property burned is in inhabited house. Section 5 of the same law states if by reason or on occasion of arson that result, the penalty of reclusion perpetua to death shall be imposed. As such, the element of crime are, there is intentional burning, and what is intentionally burned is an inhabited house or dwelling. The RTC held that the circumstantial evidence that was presented would prove that appellant was the one directly responsible for the burning of the house of Parcon. First, there is no controversy about the fact that the subject house was razed by fire on February 22, 2012. Second, appellant made an admission to Surot, a competent witness who testified thereon, when the latter interviewed her for the Freeman News, which was published on February 24, 2012. And third, Umandak testified that he caught appellant escaping from the village by jumping over the fence, and the latter own admission that she did escape, although giving a different reason therefore. As to whether or not the burning was malicious, the trial court held that the appellant's narration that the fire spread throughout the entire house when she torched her employment documents and that instead of alarming the occupants, she escaped, is enough circumstantial evidence that the burning of the house was deliberate and malicious. The Court of Appeal affirmed that the finding of the trial court that the conviction of appellant is justified upon circumstantial evidence, finding appellant Aubrey Enrique Soria guilty beyond reasonable doubt of the crime of arson with homicide.